What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt is Dillian Whyte's trainer. If you guys don't know, now you do. He breaks silence on the Joshua cancellation. He said it's a big effing letdown, okay? Dillian Whyte's trainer, Buddy McGirt, has responded to the news that their fight with Anthony Joshua has been pulled due to an adverse analytical finding in Whyte's voluntary anti-doping agency test. The news comes just a week out from Fight Night, where AJ and Whyte were set to reunite their domestic rivalry. Last seen played out for the British heavyweight title in 2015. With the bout officially canceled, fans await more detailed news on the matter as to what substance has been found in Whyte's defense. Buddy McGirt, it seems, is in the same boat. And he spoke on this website or whatnot about the issue. He says, to be honest, I've literally just heard about it myself. I was in bed watching Judge Judy. They say they found an adverse analytical finding. What the hell is that? I'm very, very disappointed because Dillian was ready. I haven't spoken to Dillian yet, and it's hard to comment because I really don't know what the hell is going on. I've never been in this situation before. It's a effed up feeling because of all the hard work that has gone in. Everybody has sacrificed, and it's a week before the fight, and he's looking sharp, and now it's a big effing letdown. Camp has been great. I felt in my heart that he was going to knock Joshua out. And he also had this to say. He said, I stand by Dillian. I'm not going to turn my back on him. I will never do that. I will stand by him through thick and thin. And right now, that shit is thick. So I've really got to stand by him. But until they say what the substance is, I can't make a statement. Everybody in the camp is going to get together in a couple of hours and find out what the hell is going on. It's a kick in the balls. I feel in my heart of hearts, Dillian Whyte would never take advantage or take anything illegal because he's always been a straightforward guy. And from being around him, he really loves his career. He cherishes it. And this is a fight that could have put him right back up there. So why F it up? People should not be the judge and the jury until the evidence is proven. Everyone will have their opinion, but let's wait and see what it is. Those are the words of Buddy McGirt, and let me counterpunch. First of all, I respect any trainer that sticks by the fighter. You know what I mean? That takes faith. You know what I mean? You can't, a lot of times, oh man, you had an adverse finding, or whatever. They immediately turned it back on him until it gets revealed what happened and how did it happen and all this, that, and the other. Now, I will say this. I also want to comment on what Buddy asked, like what an adverse finding, what the hell is that? I will say this, people. This is very bizarre simply because why would you say you had an adverse finding but you don't say what the substance is? I've never seen that. Okay, I've never seen that. We give you examples. Canelo Alvarez had clenbuterol. No one said adverse anything. Okay, it was clenbuterol. That's what it was. That's what you found. That's what you see or detected. That's what you report. Not adverse finding. That. To me, it sounds like, that's almost like, oh man, we found a little something fishy in your pee. What was it? Oh, well, we'll tell you. And I'm like, okay. So adverse finding is kind of fishy because it's almost like, I'm trying to think of a good personal comparison. I remember I was fired from this casino, right? A long time ago. And the reason why I was fired was because the real reason was they had made and put a lot of money into this restaurant that wasn't worth a shit. I worked at that restaurant. I opened that restaurant. And then they fired me. And their reason was they told me that, well, you were walking through the it was reported that you were walking through the casino with a cell phone. Now, anybody that works at casinos knows that if you're a casino worker and if you're not management or a VP or some type of big boss, you can't do that. And in fact, 2 weeks before that, they said somebody was walking through the casino with a cell phone. And I'm like, okay, well, who was that? I was thinking, well, who would be dumb enough to do that? So I'm trying to sit there and think, well, okay, who would be dumb enough to do that? Find out they say it was me. So, yeah. And I'm like, well, who saw me? Oh, well, this guy upstairs. I'm like, well, call him. They're like, well, no, he's not available. Okay, so you're firing me for a person that can't come and look me in the face and said he saw me on the cell phone. So you're going to take his word over mine. So basically what I'm saying is this could be a stitch up. This could be a situation where Dillian Whyte was not the guy to fight. You know what I mean? It could be. Because the adverse finding thing, that's suspicious. That David Hay interview, that was very suspicious. Because you have to add that to the whole situation. But to play devil's advocate, though, to answer the question of Buddy McGirt, he asked the question like, okay, well, why, to put him back on top, why would he risk everything? Because he cherishes his career. Well, if you were going to take drugs or any type of performance enhancing drug, PED, banned substance, whatever, anything to get an edge that that if you got caught, you'll be busted. But you also know if you could be undetected by taking it, it could benefit you. This would be that fight. Why? Because he's been beaten by AJ before. He really wants revenge. He wants avengement for that particular fight. And why not do that now? Because, he knows if he does get beat by AJ, I don't really think that it's over for him. I don't think that he can do anything else. He might want to fight Derek Chisora a third time, but he knows this is the biggest that he could get. But at the expense of getting popped or caught and not getting anything. And that's pretty much where it's going if he can't prove his innocence. So, yeah, I think there is an incentive to cheat because he knows it's the last huge time. And if he could slide through or, slide under the detectors, based on everything that he's worked on, he might have a good chance to knock out AJ. AJ just didn't beat up Dillian Whyte. Excuse me. They scrapped until Joshua caught him. They fought like cats and dogs. It was a real lit fight. That wasn't a one-way ass whooping. He caught Joshua with plenty shots. You know what I mean? That pull and counter. That pull counter. Not the pull counter. I'm sorry. That catch and counter. Where he caught Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte caught that and landed that left hook. Bow! Boop! When he caught him that left hook, Joshua, his body reacted to it. You can tell. You know what I mean? And that was a good fight. So, I look at Dillian Whyte like a Juan Manuel Marquez and Joshua Pacquiao. Joshua got all the accolades, make all the money, you know what I mean? But then Juan Manuel Marquez was just always that step behind him, always wanted that, It's just they haven't fought like that. They fought twice, once in the amateurs, once professionally, and they were going to do it again. Well, this might have been a fight that Anthony Joshua, probably would have came out on because as you can remember, Manny Pacquiao fought Juan Manuel Marquez in the fourth fight very aggressively. And that's really what caused him to get knocked out, running into that right hand. Okay? But it was a hell of a fight as long as it lasted. Them guys went... This was the first time Juan Manuel Marquez knocked down Manny Pacquiao. Overhand right, fake to the body, boom. You know what I mean? Pacquiao went down. But Pacquiao gets back up and starts really throwing and countering with that left hand. And he drops him in the fifth. And then in the sixth round, he gets knocked out cold. Why am I saying this? Well, that type of fight could have happened because that type of fight could have ignited Anthony Joshua back or reverted him back to that. I don't give a shit. We're throwing bowls, Joshua. I don't know. I mean, talk based on how he talks, maybe not. But someone like Dillian Whyte, you know, he'll probably make him fight or flight. You know, so that may be a fight where, you know, it did take some type of, hey, higher involvement to get him out. But back to Buddy McGirt, I do appreciate how he's willing to stand by his fighter. You know, that shows a lot of integrity to do so and faith. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Buddy McGirt and his statement since the bad news has occurred. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.